Benjies. Welcome to BingeWorthy, part of the Geekish Network. We binge a show to let you know if you should binge it too. I'm your host, Chuck Babb. Chuck, we have with me Cortney,
Hello, hello.
Randy,
What's going on, world?
and y'all just saw your man, Syntell.
Hey man, I got my popcorn because I know we about to fight. It's gonna be good.
This gonna be interesting. I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes. If y'all didn't know, I don't let anybody talk about the show before we do the show.
It's
Because
very
we have a
upsetting.
chat and everybody wants to chat. And I'm like, no, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. I constantly have to say that as we binge a show. So we binge a show in 1 week. Today, we binge Cinemax's Warrior on HBO Max. We're going to let you know if it's worth binging or not. To give y'all some details about the show, Warrior came out season 1. We're doing season 1 this week. We're doing season 2 next week. But season 1 came out April 5th through June 7th, 2009. There's 10 episodes, so they dropped an episode a week. The synopsis on the show is based on a story by Bruce Lee, and it was blessed by his daughter, Shannon Lee. So she's part of it. It's a crime drama during the Tong Wars in the late 1870s in San Francisco. The series follows Assam, a martial arts prodigy who immigrates from China in search of his sister, only to be sold to one of the most powerful Tongs in Chinatown. For those that don't know what a Tong is like a social organization, but they also ran the criminal underground of Chinatowns around the world, actually, even in China too. So once he proves his prowess as a fighter, Sam becomes a hitman for one of Chinatown's most powerful organization, crime families. As he's mentioned by the son of the crime family's leader, learning the ins and outs of gang warfare, Al-Sam wins the confidence of the brothel Madame Atoy, eventually revealing to her his true intentions. Warrior is based on the writings of martial artist Bruce Lee and features a largely Asian cast. They do something that Black movies usually do, try to hire everybody Black into the movie. I think they truly tried to hire every Asian actor and actress they could into this show.
I mean, I would want to if I was them
yes.
and I found out.
I
I'd be
applaud
like,
them.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I thought they needed more personally.
I agree. They probably needed more. If you didn't know,
It had a few less cops.
Assam is known as a hatchet
Exactly.
man. So there's two classes of people in Chinatown. There's hatchet men and there's coolies. Coolies are just people, day laborers, basically. And hatchet men are people that run the gangs and the tongs and these social clubs that happen to be gangs as well. So tongs have been only mostly peaceful, and there's some that are very violent. So it depends on the club you're part of.
Hey man, are Bloods and Crips social clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay,
were
I just-
initially.
I just-
They were protection agencies actually.
And if you
against
watch,
white
was it Killer
supremacists.
Mike's documentary that he had? He talked about that. He was like,
Mhm.
Crips and Bloods were social clubs or gangs, and why shouldn't they profit off of that? The way was it the what's the motorcycle groups? The motorcycle
Oh, yeah,
gang?
The Hells Angels.
Hells Angels. Why?
Yeah.
Like you see Hells Angels T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Why shouldn't Crips and Bloods benefit the same way?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
And the initiation of Bloods and Crips and Vice Lords were actually protection agencies against white supremacy,
Mhm.
the fight against lynchings.
And the Crips were that way out in California. That's why they
Yep.
started.
That's
in
how
the
they
suburban
started.
areas.
Yep.
To protect themselves against white racist people.
Yep. So this movie was pitched by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee went to the studio and was like, "Hey, I got this TV series idea, and I star in it, because I'm like the international Playboy superstar right now, and y'all should have me star in this TV series." He pitched the idea. What did the studio say to them, Randy? What did they say to them? You said it to me.
They took his idea, recast a white person in the lead, named the series Kung Fu, and gave this white person a Chinese name. This is a true story. I wish I was making this up.
And they used
Wait,
Chinese
of this series back
philosophy
in the
throughout it.
60s or whatever.
This was the series Bruce originally pitched.
No,
When he
I
pitched-
know that part, but like what you're saying is that it
Yeah.
actually made it to the air.
It made it
Fu.
there.
With the white-
It
with the
ran.
white crew?
It ran for years.
Yeah, Kung Fu is the
did.
series.
It's the
Wait
series.
a minute.
Yeah.
Is that the
It's
one
a
with David
successful
Carradine?
series.
Yes.
That's the one with David
Carradine.
Carradine.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
That's
the
Bruce
one.
Lee's
Yes, that's the
series.
show.
Oh, that's the one they stole.
That series is based on. That's what this
That
show was supposed to be.
1972 TV series
Yes.
is based. Yes.
Shut up. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I didn't make the connection that that kung fu, came from kung fu. Because I just remember, obviously I don't really remember watching Came from Kung Fu. I just knew of him, and everybody says like, why you wandering the earth like Came from Kung Fu? Like it doesn't seem like it's anywhere reminiscent of this series.
There's actually a moment in this series. There's like a one-off episode, and I thought that they were going to go that direction in that one-off kind of episode.
In the Shanghai
Warrior. The coffin scene, the coffin episode.
Yeah,
I thought they were going,
it was like a spaghetti western. It
was, yeah. And I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought they were going to go like the kung fu route.
If y'all watched any of the extras after the series, after each episode, Bruce Lee, they even had Bruce Lee talking about it, them stealing his stuff, and he's just happy the idea got made. Yeah, but they took the Tao Te Ching, a book of ancient Taoist philosophy, and put it and attributed to the sage Lao Tzu, and they actually put it in Kung Fu. So they took his idea and said, the world is not ready for an Asian lead. Gave it to a white guy, made him Asian in it, and used all Asian philosophy to push forth that idea.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I heard it. They said, according to Wikipedia, one of the reasons that the studio gave for not casting Bruce Lee, even in a kung fu film, even when they stole it and changed it, Bruce Lee still like auditioned for it, right? And they said the reason why they couldn't even go with Bruce Lee, even though they already took his idea, is because his accent was too thick.
I was gonna say, yeah, I heard that.
It's horrible. It's horrible what they did to that man.
So a character that's Chinese has a Chinese accent. They're worried.
I mean, they did. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It was like 20 years earlier. They just cast it. What's his name as Genghis Khan?
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
That's what Syntell said.
So what do we expect? What do you expect? So this got picked back up.
Yeah, you had Mickey Rooney, and wasn't it Mickey Rooney who was in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah, Mickey Rooney was in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yeah. But fortunately,
mocking.
Shannon Lee was on her P's and Q's. She also has the Bruce Lee podcast, which is a great listen if y'all ever get a chance to listen to it.
I didn't even know they had a podcast.
Yeah, Shannon Lee does. His youngest daughter, his daughter does. The youngest child of his two siblings. So she has a podcast, and she would talk to Justin Lin and was like, "Hey, and Justin Lin is Taiwanese born American, so he was born in Taiwan and was raised in America." And his debut film was Better Luck Tomorrow. And this is a far cry. Justin Lin has one of the best careers ever. He went from like Better Luck Tomorrow, which I think is an exquisite film, especially a great debut film. And then he went to the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yep.
From the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift all the way to Fast and the Furious 6. And then he's doing F9. So the man did a good run with Fast and the Furious.
I think he did a Star Trek too.
He did Star Trek Beyond. He did Star Trek Beyond. And he also did TV. He also worked on Community. He directed Community. And this and True Detective, second season.
The second season was trash though.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of him. You know,
it was. I thought that was Carrie.
You gonna do your thing there, Then they brought Jonathan Trooper in to be the writer behind it. Jonathan Trooper, if y'all haven't seen this, he did Banshee, which is really
Banshee was such a low-key good series.
I love Banshee.
Was good, yes.
So Justin went to Jonathan, was like, "Yo, I need your writing skills, bruh."
Wait a minute. So that producer that did Banshee did Warrior.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan Trooper.
I mean the showrunner, right? Is it the producer or the show?
They're executive producers. They both did it together. So they're both executive producers and the writers.
You know what? That actually explains a lot of the feel of Warriors, even more so now. Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And so the writers, executive producers are the same. You had Jonathan Trooper and you have Justin Lin. They're the executive producers and writers. And they also had Shannon come in and write on the show. And executive producer in honor of her father. So they took his original scripts. And since she actually studied her father's work, she advised on it. She wouldn't do any writing, but Bruce Lee outlined everything. He has notes, thousands of pages of notes on this series.
Wow.
Bruce Lee was so ready.
Modeled after Bruce Lee. If you watch that behind the scenes,
it was supposed to be him.
Some of his motions and his style was similar to Bruce Lee. Because
yes,
nobody can duplicate.
I wondered if he I would love to know if he learned any of Bruce Lee's martial art. What is
Andrew
it?
Koji?
Jeet Kune Do, isn't it?
Mhm.
Isn't it Jeet Kune Do?
Jeet Kune Do. Yes, apparently he did.
Oh, okay.
Andre Koji, if y'all didn't know, he was going for the Iron. He's going to be Iron Fist. He actually auditioned for being Iron Fist, the first Asian Iron Fist. Netflix didn't give it to him.
Yeah,
Andrew Koji.
He should have been, because he came in and stole the show as the drunken master in Iron Fist. And I was like, y'all just should have like not shown him, because now that you've shown me someone who is actually fierce and actually worthy of the title Iron Fist, why are you showing me this little stupid white boy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing?
Who doesn't even know the martial arts correctly?
Who doesn't even do it?
Oh my God!
I mean, is too busy fighting his British accent to even speak clearly.
Yeah.
Talk about I can't talk about that white child. I can't talk about him.
Andrew Koji is also British.
Whitewashing.
Andrew Koji is also British, so I'm pretty sure Asian American actors feel a certain type of
when
way.
you hear him speak, you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know he was British. Like, no, I had no clue. And even in Iron Fist, how is this?
We felt the same way about Idris Elba in The Wire.
He's
when
talented.
I found out he was British, like, whoa, hold on.
Yet the lead of the series, the lead of the series is British, and he's struggling over every other word.
Yeah.
I can't.
You know how the story ends. You know why.
Yeah, we know why this happened. We know why this happened, Courtney. Syntell, we already know. We know. So awesome, a Chinese martial art expert. He from Fushan, travels to San Francisco to find his younger sister, Zhao Jing, who immigrates years prior to him, right? And then, he gets here, we know what happens. Then we have Olivia Chang as Ah Toy. And she's the madam that runs the brothel in Chinatown.
She has a theme song.
And she's adept in wielding the Dao,
Amazing.
which is the sword. She already has a sword, so we know she's a badass anyway. Jason,
what's the sword called?
Dao.
The Dao.
D-A-O. Dao.
Okay.
And the fact that she said she's a woman who has her own business in 1870 Chinatown. That's not a common thing.
It's not. Yeah.
In America, that's not a common thing in America at this period of time, especially in a small town. So she's on her P's and Q's.
Yeah, she's on her P's and Q's. We have Jason Tobin as Young Jin, Father Jin's son and successor.
I love Young Jun. I really like him.
Yeah.
I kept seeing him as in Better Luck Tomorrow. So
I loved him in that too. I was
having issues with him being a gangster.
I've never seen Better Luck Tomorrow.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's great.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. And it's based on a true story too. It's loosely based on a true story.
Okay.
In Orange County of all places.
Yeah.
There's Diane Doan, who's Mei Ling, who is the wife of Long Zi. And formerly known as Zhao Jin, that's awesome sister, of course. There's Kieran Brew, and that's then Kieran is Big Bill O'Hara.
That's the Irish dude, right?
That's the Irish police officer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the Irish officer. Okay, all right.
There's Jim Jagger as Dylan Leary.
That's the Union dude.
That's the Union dude.
No. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
There's Joanna Vanderham as Penelope Blake, of course, and then there's Tom Watson Jones, who's Richard Henry Lee.
Yeah.
And we can't forget my man Chow. Hung Lee played Wang Chao. He crushed as Wang Chao. And
Wang Chao.
Wang Chao. He's the guy that sells the weapons. The Japanese guy.
Yes. He might be my favorite. Yeah, he might be my favorite.
Chow and Atoy. Chow and Atoy. Those are my favorites.
Yeah. And everybody else, we could talk about like Joe Taslim, who played Lee Young, the martial artist that's just really badass, who beats up on Awesome really bad at the end. And then there's Dustin Nguyen as Zing, who played the Feng Hai's new leader, the Feng Hai Tong's new leader. After the fat dude gets killed, he's talking. He's like, "You're a woman." She's like, "I already killed your ass. You're dead anyway."
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, honestly, also Father June, and then who was the lead of the Long Z?
What was
Long Z? The lead of Long Z.
Mei Ling's husband.
Let me get his real name.
I can't remember his name.
Because
he's Long Z. He is Long Z. Henry Yuk.
Yeah, that's right. She's married to him because
married to
married
Long
Long
Z.
Z.
Right, she's
Yeah.
married to Long Z.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was the name of his Tong, wasn't it?
That's the name he named the Tong after himself, the Long
Yeah.
Z Tong.
And see, man, and I'm just going.
He named the
right
Tong
here,
after
right?
himself.
We needed more backstories about all the Tongs. To me,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
and I thought we wasted a lot of time.
If we get
with-
a Warrior universe, we may get that, right?
And
Like
that's
how
what
these
I'm
tongues
like-
rise to power.
I wanted more in Chinatown with the Asian community and less with all the police officers.
Say that
the
loud,
mayors,
please.
Preach.
Penelope, the
Please.
love story, the
Preach.
buddy
I
cop,
don't give a
all of
damn
that.
about
Like,
Penelope.
because it was literally like the buddy cop situation literally was like 1870 training day.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But like, except you don't get a white guy, except you don't get a black guy.
Wow, I never thought that the buddy
Yeah,
cop story.
You
was
ain't lying,
1870
though. You ain't
show.
lying.
It was
Yeah.
1870s training day because
Yeah.
like you got the
It was.
new guy who's
Yeah.
like
Right.
so like crisp and fresh and you
Mhm.
know so shiny and new and wants to be good at everything, and then you got the like downtrodden like
Mhm.
broken dude who's like
Who's
just
a
fucking up
gambler.
everything,
Who's got a gambling
Alcoholic.
problem? I
gambling
was just-
product and is indebted
doesn't-
to
the-
like
and-
all
and-
the
and-
tongs.
and couldn't pull out to save his life while them damn kids.
Oh God, he had like
Right.
5
And-
kids.
Hey, but
and
even
Five
training day,
kids.
even in
Five
training day,
kids.
buddy was like, "Yo, you want a son? I'm your boy. I
Yeah,
can't
I
miss."
can-
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
I just thought all those extra characters, and I didn't care anything about the non-Chinese characters. I thought
Yeah.
they could have got rid of all of them, and we could have
for
really
one.
focused on Chinatown.
They could have kept Mr.
There was
Leary.
one.
They could have kept.
Yeah,
Leary.
there was one. Yeah, him.
They could have kept Leary and
the-
had
the-
everybody else as white goons.
Everybody else could have been. Everybody else could have been.
Leary was the,
Leary
okay.
was
The goon.
interesting.
Leary's the only
He
one.
still gets on my nerves.
He should have
still
been the
gets on my
big
nerves.
bad, though. He should have been the big bad, and that's all we had
Right.
was them. And
Yeah.
we
But
should have
he
really
couldn't
went.
be the big bad because
Well, the
my-
big
you
bad
know
is
what I mean?
actually
Like,
the
it's
city
my-
of San Francisco. Is the big
Yeah.
bad.
The city's the big bad.
The city is the big bad.
I just
Chinatown
wanted
is
to
the big
explore
bad.
more of the
Yeah.
tongs, the history,
I feel
the
you, though.
empire, and all of those things.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought we took up a lot of valuable screen time, especially since we had about 55 minutes, 10 episodes, which you can really build a world in that amount of
Mhm.
time. And we wasted exploring like Penelope's relationship to her
So
father. She
useless.
married
Why
the
she's in
mayor
the
and
show.
doesn't sleep with her husband. And I was like,
Drugs him.
why, and I was like, why is Aslam even pursuing her
would
when he's
know.
got what's her name? Who's just
Ah,
bad
toy.
as shit. And she gave it up to him, the big madam, on the first night. So I'm saying to myself, why do you want this basic white girl when you got all of it right
I
here?
mean,
And it
here's
I
the
was like,
thing.
Why?
But here's the thing.
Never good.
Talk
I
about
was
it.
like, what is why?
But this, okay, let me just speak.
Go, Cortney.
Here's the thing. In the pilot,
Mm-hmm.
Assam got everything he wanted in the pilot. Like you set it up. He arrives on the ship. He comes to town. He's obviously looking for somebody. Gets hooked up with the
Mhm.
hopway. He gets to finds out information which leads him to
Mhm.
the thing he's looking for, which is Zhu Zhang. What's her
Zhao
name?
Jing.
Zhao Jing.
Mhm.
Zhao Jing. He's looking for Zhao Jing. Then he finds out where she is, and then she became Mei Ling, and dun dun dun, that's his sister. End of show. And he
Yes.
also gets Toy. They sleep together in the pilot, and then cut to, we done.
I know it. Like,
No,
what? He
and you
got the
pursuing
win.
that- you
He
pursuing
had
that
the
little white
win.
girl.
man.
He
Yeah,
had
I have no idea.
Toy.
He literally got
Mhm.
everything he
Everything he
wanted.
wanted.
And then the
Yeah.
rest of the show for season 1, a lot of the shows, like about 5 or 6 of them, were aimless. It
Yeah.
literally had no purpose.
Well,
Yeah.
that one off was definitely aimless. The one off was aimless.
The coffin episode, it was
scene, yeah.
interesting because it felt like a spaghetti western. So I really
Uh-huh.
did like it.
I like that
that
too.
it was really the whole scene, that whole episode was basically for Assam to see that like,
Yup.
it was possible to, live out your life, be happy, and have a
With
white
this white
wife.
woman. And I was like,
I'm
oh
like,
my
how
God,
is
now
that the
this is gonna be a
goal,
love
man?
story.
I don't
Oh
know how
my
that became
God.
his
I had a
goal.
problem with that
I don't
though,
have
man.
that really-
That rubbed me the wrong way. I was
And
like,
I-
how is that the goal?
I think they wasted that actor because I loved him.
hey.
He played Masuka in Dexter, and I
Yes,
loved
that's what it
him.
was.
Yes.
He was
Yes,
in
man.
Dexter.
Okay.
That's
He was in
But
right.
Dexter.
also, you guys, you have to also think Bruce Lee might have wrote it that way because he had a white wife. He
No.
might
Very
have-
true.
he might have written
Very
that
true.
he had a white wife.
Very true.
I didn't
He
think
got
about
Hopper
Very true.
that.
kids. So and at that time, he got turned down for a position. He know how hard it was being an Asian man,
Mhm.
and he's like, I'm gonna broadcast. I got a white wife, and we can win. You know,
And
I got my trophy. I got my trophy wife.
Try to treat him like shit. So
I'm not mad at him for that
They still
choice.
treat
I'm
him.
just mad at that is the ultimate goal.
That was, but
that's the part I was like,
well, it's just because Atoy and she is really his equal.
right?
yeah, she is.
This is the
She's
person he
dope.
talks to. This is the person he has all his secret. She's the only one he has told that this is my sister.
Yep.
He legitimately trusts her. She's the only one, and
not
she
told
kept
a
it.
soul.
Not one soul.
Not
Loyalty.
one soul.
She even
This
patched his
woman-
dusty ass up when he got.
Right?
Yeah,
She put him back together. And
Put
you
him
gonna
back
tell me
together.
you gonna leave?
I don't
Dog.
get
This
it.
basic
No.
white woman.
Are you
And that.
kidding me? I'd have been on my hands and we down, girl. We down.
Yeah.
Not only is she basic, she's
We've been
already
running that brothel
taken.
together. I've been her muscle. We just started a whole new tongue.
Yo, the two of them,
Exactly.
they could have run San Francisco. The two of them.
Yes.
I'm just like, I'm like, what is happening right now?
We may see that,
What is
guys.
this,
We
like,
may
broken
see that.
white girl?
It almost has to
So
happen.
basic.
It's that new
Who
stuff.
was so
right?
basic.
He ain't never met no white girl before. He's like, I got this strange over here. You know, it's boring if it ain't formed.
Yeah, let me tell you
So
about
he
them
was
white
thinking-
girls. How come the white girls
It
the
ain't
only ones
formed.
ain't showing their boobies? Can we talk about that? Why the white girls got better contracts? I'm so pissed. I don't appreciate you putting Asian women on display, but yet the white broads get to keep their dress on. Get
Well,
the fuck outta
Penelope
here.
does do a full frontal in the first episode. She walks by her husband's door when he's in the
she
bedroom.
does.
She does.
Oh,
a
I
full
forgot about
frontal.
That was
one.
real quick. I didn't forget about it, but that was real quick.
It was real
And
quick.
it was not in relationship to like
Yeah.
intercourse or like you know what I'm saying. Like it was
Doing
just like,
her love scene.
that was a Halle Berry newspaper show. Let me see you show you my
Yeah.
tie-ties and put the paper back up. Get out of here.
During
That
her
don't
love
count.
scene with Assam, she did not display any nudity.
They
Nothing.
should.
And everything,
yeah.
the camera was all the way around. Every single time it was like, okay, it's like we can show them in the same vein. Like, you know, they're having sex, but still you're not going to let an Asian man and a white woman like fuck, and you're not going to show all the stuff. You showed his ass, but you won't want to show hers? Get out of here.
And I don't understand.
Shout out to Knife.
Like, and it was on Cinemax too.
Hold on 1 second. Nefarious just did a raid on us. He's sending us some love. Thanks, Nefarious. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Nefarious.
that.
Appreciate the
Yeah,
support, bro.
appreciate that, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Sister, I don't know if which one you are, Nefarious. I just assumed it was a male. That was my fault. Thank you. Seriously. But go on, finish up your saying, Syntell.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm like, and let's not forget that this show originally aired on Cinemax, which is a
which is Skinemax.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, how dare you not go all the way Cinemax? That's what you're known
And
for.
listen, I'm not saying that female nudity at all is ever needed. It's not ever needed. Like in terms of like, and I want to put that out there. But at the same time, I think if there is going to be nudity, it should be equal across the board. Like you can't not just because it's an Asian show, you think it's okay to show like the Asian body, female body. I don't appreciate that.
Yes.
Fair point.
Yes, that is fair. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So, Justin Lynn, if you're listening to the Geekish Network and Bingeworthy, if you're going to show naked bodies of Asian women, show them all. Show them all.
Including the dudes.
Including the men, right? you know, people want to see frontal penises. Go on and show it. You know,
I want to see frontal penises. You know, I'm not gonna stop you either.
Nobody else is gonna say that they want to see that, but I'm into that.
I'm free for all. Show it all. I'm okay with that. Do whatever you got to do. Cinemax, Justin Lynn, make it equal.
Do what you got.
Let's talk about this show, right? I know that Randy has some thoughts before about kung fu
Randy's
action.
face right now.
I know it.
I'm just sitting back.
He's thinking about awesome right now.
I was like, who were you thinking about right now? Because somebody was going down.
I know. He's thinking about our toy. Like, how's this guy not be with our toy? I'm thinking about being with her right now. But let's talk about
every time she walked down the stairs.
Randy said something to me in passing about this show didn't need as much kung fu action because it could have been a crime show just with them dialoguing with the minimum kung fu action. However, it was made by Bruce Lee. There's a lot of kung fu action in here. Cortney, I want to know what you think about that. About the kung fu action.
In terms of crime
is it too
story?
much? Yeah.
Oh no, it's never too much for me. I always need more. Personally, I mean, I love kung fu. I love seeing it. And for me, like I said, from from episode 2 to episode 6,
Mm-hmm.
they were fun, but it was aimless.
Yeah.
It didn't really have a purpose, and I think it was. I don't know if it was like following Assam's like purpose. The fact that Assam himself didn't have a purpose, didn't have a mission. He was just kind of drifting.
He was drifting.
So in terms of the crime story aspect, I didn't really. I know what you're saying. Like, yes, the police are following some crimes, and yes, the Tongs are different crime families, but it didn't really resonate crime drama, except for the fact that the white police officers are searching for
criminals,
the killer. No, they're searching for the killer of the sword killer.
Yes,
that's really it.
Yes,
they pushing heroin or opium. I mean, they're criminals
and molasses.
Yeah,
well, they are criminals, but like in terms of like a crime, you mean like in terms of crime story, in terms of like the Sopranos kind of way?
I think it should have been on par with that, like The Wire, the Sopranos. I thought that's where the plot was kind of going.
Okay.
And so I thought the karate at times,
the kung fu,
martial arts. Let me phrase that.
Yeah.
The martial arts at time kind of interrupted that flow with it being on the individual. Like if they were doing it as in like the gang fights for strategizing and taking over territory and those type of things, I would have been more fine with it. But it seemed like Aslam up until that last scene was just kicking everybody's ass. As we said, the first episode, he got everything that he wanted. And I don't know. I thought the story could have been fleshed out better. And I thought we could have explored this world a little bit more profoundly.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily meant to be a crime story in that way. It was like Assam was a martial artist. I want to know more about him, like more about how he learned a lot, everything that he knows. Like, I mean, not just and I know we got a brief episode of him training, with
when he was younger.
When he, in the last episode, we learned when he was younger. Yeah. But I'm going to disagree a little bit because it's not necessarily about the crime story for me. It was about the journey of this one man.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so there's a couple of things why I think it is what it is. One, the story got pitched to Cinemax. So Cinemax is just like, name me some bangers that come off Cinemax.
This is my first show ever watching on Cinemax.
I'm saying, well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
but that goes into my next argument. So the showrunner on this that we just recently found out did Banshee. And if you've seen Banshee's very tongue-in-cheek. It's kind of slapsticky. Nothing but action, high over the top violence. It's a perfect show for Cinemax. So, and then you think about the fact that this is Bruce Lee's project, and you have to think about it in the terms of who he was and what he was trying to do in the time that he was in. And he's trying to show off his skill set and still talk about his culture. His skill set is martial arts. That's the thing that he's known for. So it makes sense that he's going to make a project that's going to be very, very focused on that skill set.
Right. Because that's his strong suit.
Right.
Yeah. And I go ahead. Sorry.
Just a quick one. But I do see where you're coming from, Randy, regarding like you're in this world now, and I'm almost certain the rewrites have been in a space that's probably different from the original thought idea that Bruce had, more than likely. And they've expanded this world, this universe that we're in, and it does make you want to learn more about the Tongs and the individual people. And for me, it makes me want to learn more about what's going on in Chinatown, and I could care less about what's going on in the rest of San Francisco. That's how intriguing it is. But I think if you think about it in that frame of reference, I would assume that Bruce's initial intention probably wasn't what we're seeing completely 100% what we're seeing right now. And also, he's got to be Bruce.
But it's also
Aslam's not even my favorite. Like he's like my fourth or fifth favorite character if the story is about his journey.
Go ahead, Cortney.
Well, I was gonna say this series like really reminds me in theory, like if you think about it, like the Tongs and the different sects, it has a lot of similarities of Into the Badlands, because Into the Badlands is set up that it's after this apocalypse or what have you, you know what I mean? And so it's literally different factions fighting for power, and then there's martial arts infused within the culture. And so in some ways, like this one, I guess that's why for me, like that one is definitely a dystopian series. But this one, in a way, even though it's not dystopian, it kind of is, because during that time period, what they were going through
was dystopian.
It was dystopian.
Yes,
what
it
was
is.
happening to that community, what was happening to like the new people coming over, the episode where the man was telling him where it was right after I think it was episode 10 when Assam went to become an onion, you know, because when he got off the boat, they just took him right away. Like, you're badass. Like, we're going to take you to the hopway. You know what I mean? So we actually get to see him with the other immigrants. And when the man was telling his story, you know what I mean? Like, just seeing the way they were all just like piled in, like it was like a different time period. And even though it was 1870, obviously that's a time that you literally had to fight by your hands. Like, and you know, it was this running joke when Assam said it to Penelope and was like, she's like, do all Chinese, you know, fight or move like you? And he was like, yeah, we all do. And it was like funny because she was like, no, we all don't. But yet the only ones that survived are the ones that do.
Yeah. Yeah. And Syntell, I kind of disagree with you that this is Bruce Lee's vision for the simple fact that we saw Kung Fu and I watched some of the extras of Bruce Lee. This story is supposed to be about a man wandering into a new land. It's supposed to be wandering in a new land.
Okay.
And right now, he's just in San Francisco. That's how we know him. Like, he still hasn't got his bearings, you all. I honestly believe we went 10 episodes and he doesn't know who he is anymore. All he was the man here to save his sister.
Yeah.
His sister looked out for me. I got strong and I got powerful to save my sister because my dad is a piece of shit and I want to save her.
Okay.
Well, it's not the dad. You know, he tells the story because ultimately he's the one who, you know, popped off somewhere.
He likes fighting. Yeah, pops off everywhere.
And, you know, jacked up the leading, let's say, like the song leader in China, like his son. And so then his sister had to go, and the father didn't know what to do. He just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
this series was about useless fathers.
Yeah,
it was really a series about useless fathers.
Wasn't he really young?
He wasn't a useless father. He's a father that can control his child.
He's like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he got into a fight.
I mean, Penelope's father was kind of useless. But yes, you are right that he couldn't necessarily control his son. But at the same time, like his daughter or Assam's sister went over and offered herself. And that's the point for me. Is that like that's why I hate Mai Ling. Because here's the thing. You made a decision, you offered yourself to save your brother's life, and now you're judging him. Now you have all this hatred for him for what happened when you have to bear they're kind of both to blame, to bear some kind of responsibility. You didn't want him to die. You wouldn't be happy if he was dead back then, and you wouldn't be happy if he's alive now that he's alive and came for you. So,
I mean, but isn't that fair? I mean, we all have complicated feelings towards, you know, our decisions. I thought it's fair that she's mad at him and did it to save his life.
Yeah. It is a complex relationship. Like she's
complex,
like,
and plus they were really young too. Weren't they like 14, 15 years old?
Yes.
When they made these decisions.
Yes.
So if you made a decision at 15 years old, and you know, I could see how later on you could say, well, you know, I did this for you, but it still doesn't impact the way that I feel about you. Like, I'm pissed at you for being a hothead and being stupid.
Yeah.
So I think you can carry both of those emotions simultaneously.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, but you take some part of the blame
to murder
though, too.
him.
To me, I interpreted it as her acknowledging her past, which is totally different from her now. And her now, she's powerful, she's respected and gaining respect, and she's done it on her own terms. And I'm sure, I would assume that at some point in time during her trekking to the new world, crossing the salt, she had to say goodbye to that old person. She had to leave that
100%.
person. Had to in order to become this person. And here her brother is a full-blown reminder.
And she had to become Mai Ling.
Yeah, a full-blown reminder talking about, I'm sorry and I apologize and I'm gonna take you back home. And she's like,
that person's dead.
You know what I had to do to get here? And you talking about home, and you want me to be on some like, I forgive you? You know who I had to change? You know the sacrifices I had to make? That's what I interpreted that anger is. And she's like, That's why she wants him to go home. That's why she wants him to go home. Just go away so I can go back to what I now know.
I understand that anger. It's that anger is justified. No, I'm not going back. This is who I am. This is what I had to do in order to get here. That anger is justified. I'm not going back. It's the anger that, like, okay, you agreed to become this man's wife, not knowing who this person was really and what was going to happen to you, and what he did to you, the torture he put this girl through, the rapes that she had to sustain. So I do understand that you needed to put your anger somewhere. But just like you killed that version of yourself when you crossed the salt and you came over and you did all these things to get there, I'm just saying there needs to be some sort of acceptance of her own. I don't want to say she was not responsible for what happened to her during her marriage, but in regards to her choice that she made
choosing to marry
to save her brother, that's the choice that you need to live with. And I need her to take ownership of that. Like, I take ownership that I made this choice for you to save your life. And I think she did to an extent, but then she just keeps double downing on like the anger and the vitriol that she brings to him.
I think she brings it to him because he's still there, because she wants him to leave. She's like you're gonna fuck up my good shit right now. I need you to go.
Because he has a propensity for finding trouble. And
he does have that.
Yes.
And so she's like, he's
like,
he
hooked up the mayor's wife like it was nothing. And then he's like, you're gonna fuck up all my good shit.
Right.
I also think she's please, John, finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
I also think that she's afraid of exposing to her brother her real truth that her husband knows, because on his deathbed, as he's dying, he's like, they have no idea the tiger that you're about to be, the hell that you're about to unleash. Like, her husband might have been old, but he wasn't stupid.
He was,
he knows what this woman is capable of.
Yeah,
she knows what she's capable of.
He actually gave her permission. Right. That scene was kind of dope, because he was like,
they found a way to kill me after all.
She may not want her brother to know that full truth, the full truth of what she's capable of doing. Yeah, that's probably embarrassing. She's gone someplace, or maybe not embarrassing or comfortable.
I don't think she's embarrassed. She's not embarrassed by it. And anyway, she knows what she's going to do, and she's been doing it. She's legitimately told him, I'm going to do all these things. I mean, even just the fact that, like, when he came in there and saved her life, now they're equal. They're about equal, honestly, because she saved his life from going to prison. You know what I mean? She came in and like was there. You know what I mean? Like, she was there for him. And then he turned around when he found out what was going down. He came for her. Yeah. He came for her and saved her life from Bolo, the demon. You know what I mean?
The yellow demon.
And then the next day, not the next day, but like a few days later, legit, you gonna tell your boyfriend to like go ahead and like take him out, like swipe the leg? You know what I mean? Sweep the leg.
But that's what I'm saying.
She had to, because he's in the way. He's interfering.
And he doesn't really know her truth. He doesn't. Like, I don't think he does. It wasn't until, what's her name? Oh my gosh, was it May? Was it May Ling? No, the one.
Atoy.
It didn't really hit home until episode 10, when Atoy told him, that is not your sister.
Right.
That is.
It wasn't until then. I don't care how many times he walked to his sister and she tried to tell him. It didn't sink. It didn't stick.
No.
Right. His
even
sister
when he
died.
Saved her, he was trying to convince her.
He still sees her as his little sister that he has to protect. She don't need no protection.
Well, she's the older sister. Isn't she older?
She's older than him.
The woman in his life that he has to protect.
Zhao Zhang.
She's not Zhao Zhang anymore.
She's my
Yeah.
He's told her, he's like, oh, but I think I could take you home and make you who you used to be, because you had the heart, and because this is a hard place to live. No, she chose this. This is the pool she's swimming in.
And that's why Toy was like, yo, that is not who you think it is.
Do you think that if he had not been claimed by the Hopway, that when he found her, if he had showed up without the brand,
Long Z,
I
think he would have joined.
Absolutely.
I think he would have joined.
Absolutely.
I think he definitely would have joined Long Z without question, right?
Without a question.
And it would have been a completely different animal.
Yes. Yeah. He'd have been out there with her boyfriend, and they'd been massacring everything.
They would have been. They would have slayed.
Those two would have been unstoppable.
Those two would have been unstoppable. They would have been training together.
Oh my God. The two of them would have beasted. You know what I'm saying? But like, these two, this brother and sister relationship, and I put this in the chat, really reminds me of Zuko and Azula from the last Avatar.
I see it getting to that point.
I see it.
Or the last
It's not there yet, but it's getting there. Like season 2, I'm curious. I'm curious.
Like she's straight about to be Azula.
She's gonna try and destroy him.
That's the one thing we saw at the end of this. I think of this first season was the women getting their comeuppance. All of them. Penelope taking over her father's company. Atoy coming out of her shell and been like, "Look, I'm a badass."
Her shell? Was she in a shell?
Well, she was never in a shell. She was quiet. She was never quiet. She pulled that sword out in the pilot. What you talking about?
But yes,
she puts in work from the word go.
But she's like, she told him like, I'm about to go put in this work on all the other tongues. I'm about to put in this work.
Yeah, but
not Atoy. Atoy is not putting in work. She's killing white people.
Yes, but she's about to put in this work.
Take the next step.
I think she's gonna take the next step. She's gonna try to take everything.
I never think she was
ever
in a shell.
I think she's gonna go into a power grab.
I don't think she was ever in a shell. I think
she was out there real.
Yeah, she was always who she was.
It's so funny. Yeah, like the virgin girl when she found out where the virgin girl when she knew where the virgin girl was from, she got curious where the virgin girl was from because where the virgin girl is from, they're known to make sword fighters.
That's what I would.
Is that what it is?
That's what I assumed.
I thought that it was like her hometown. I thought that was Atoy's hometown.
Mm-hmm. Yes, then they make women sword fighters. They make women sword fighters. And so then she's when the girl's like,
when the girl finds her sword
and you're a sword fighter, so she left the sword there. When that's why Toy wasn't surprised when the girl found the sword. It was like, yeah, it's about time you find it, clean it up my room.
Yeah,
I put it there,
right?
So find it.
Because they about to become Wonder Woman and Donna Troy.
Yeah, they are. They are become Wonder Woman, Donna Troy.
Toy is definitely one step ahead of everybody.
They got Assam on their side too now, and he's coming back.
But she has to be. She's one step ahead of everybody. But she has.
He is one step.
Her and Chow. Chow, that is
Chow is dope.
Chow is dope.
Chow is so dope. He's is so like
cool.
he's the honestly one of the best character. Him, like him and Atoy, those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, his episode 10 speech when he's talked about when he was in Cuba. Yo.
See, man, that's why I needed more of this world, and I needed less of the other characters. Because if we could have got more of him, that would have been amazing. That would have been amazing.
If Assam would just listen more, if he would ask more questions. And literally, like,
he speaks with them hands.
But he's a hothead.
He speaks with them hands. He's a hothead.
He's a hothead.
I mean, even they went back in the past, they talked about him beating up that kid. He's a hothead. He likes using his hands. I speak with these hands. I think the only time he had that broken was with Poe, when Poe was like, I came across the salt to do something good for my family. I can't even go back. And I think that's what he's like, oh shit, I'm stranded here too. I cannot be this.
Assam was just an okay
And Child came to him and was like, I hope you're not here because you're not a coolie. You're not a day laborer.
I was a little bit bothered. I was a little bit bothered by the final episode. The final episode, other than the setup, was beautiful. I enjoyed the majority of the final episode. And then the ending for me, to see him go back to the Hopway, you know, after Father June kicked him out, after he damn near died, literally damn near died for your tongue, you kick him out. Young June comes in. I can never talk to you again. It was like a week. He was like, "Yo, bro, you want to come back?" It was like,
because he missed him. Young June seriously loves him.
He did miss him, but like,
Young June seriously loves him.
How did you all feel about that?
He loves him like a brother.
Father June kicking him out.
I thought that
was okay with that. I was okay with that.
It seemed good for the story to me. It made sense. I was like, yeah, you can't lose. You can't.
I lose part.
But he's still the best fighter in the tongue. Would it have been useful to still kick him out?
Right. I agree. Like, I understood why they kicked him out. That he did lose face. The fact that they let him live.
Yeah.
I mean, they let him live. So I understood it, but I just but he wasn't the best.
Yeah, he's not the best anymore.
He's not the best.
Nobody's
the best in that crew.
He's the best in that crew now that Bolo's dead, since he killed Bolo.
Yeah, so
nobody knows that.
You kill your best fighter, then who replaces your best fighter?
You wait for another one to come off the boat.
You go and get another group.
Yeah, because you got people coming off the boat every single day.
Right?
Every day.
Take that risk.
Yeah,
but face. I'm assuming face means a lot though.
Face means a lot in that culture.
Means a lot to that culture.
Yeah, that culture is all about face.
You cannot embarrass me. And he embarrassed Father June, you know, even though he didn't ask to be the champion, they just decided he should be the champion.
Yeah.
You know, that scene when he walked in the room and he was like, this is new. And like all the brothers are like waiting in the black mask and they're ready to like fight him. That scene was dope. He was like, what is this? Like, why y'all coming for me?
like Father June actually cared about Awesome because when he had to beat him that time, it was like, what are you doing going into normal San Francisco and fighting two white men?
I thought that was dope. Like they celebrate him and then they disciplined him like hard. I thought that was dope.
Don't you block this stick?
Yeah,
you block this stick.
Yeah, you know, it reminded me like this. Yeah, when you take that whooping and you grab the belt.
That was like you picked the
you be like, you don't grab the belt. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Nope, that's what
Young June said mine was worse than everybody because he couldn't be seen to show favoritism. Yeah, I thought that line was great.
Yep, he's like, he said, here it is. I didn't beat you like I beat everybody else in here. I let you just step in. Right. And that was my fault. He took blame for it. Then he's like, go get a drink.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's like, you know, you do something wrong, you get you beaten, and then, you know, the family loves on you.
Family loves on you.
I thought that was dope.
You know, that's what it was.
It was an initiation.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that anymore. Like, keep in mind, I'm a child of the 80s. Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying. You go out
every social club does that, right? Everyone.
Every fraternity does it.
Every fraternity. We were just talking to our uncle about how many black men he broke being back in college in the 1950s for wanting to join a fraternity.
Joining the fraternity with him.
Yeah,
y'all joined Kappa with him, so I'm pretty sure you broke enough of them.
These kids need more discipline nowadays, like that.
Yep, and that's his thing. It was like he was like, you know, and let's continually talk about the story, right? So, Awesome. He knew. Let's talk about Long G, because Long G, I know Randy had some issues with Long G. He thought he was kind of soft, like he wanted this peace. The old man, he wanted this peace with all.
He would have had peace if he hadn't let Mylene break the treaty.
Yes, Mylene broke the treaty because he was about getting money. I think his game was I recognize what's outside of Chinatown, and it's not good.
Well, for one, he talks about him aging when he has that conversation by the window with her, and he knows that he ain't got it no more. He knows this.
He got that beast in him no more.
Right, and then there's the story of the fox and the tiger. Which is relevant to him as well. He knows that in order to move his people to where they need to be, he's just not that he's not that guy anymore. He's
not that guy anymore.
But he's not gonna bow out either and be like, I'm just gonna relinquish the throne. That's not how he's built. He built that from scratch. He's earned all of that.
It's named after him.
The salt together, like
the tongue is named after him.
Across the salt together.
Why did he leave?
Like Randy didn't say why he going high.
Why did he leave and just like they're going to kill me? Like where was
he? Wasn't done.
He don't want to die. Yeah, he's not done. Like he doesn't want to be done. They're forcing him out.
Why didn't he have somebody rally the troops or something? I don't know. I just had issues with
he went with Mylene and the troops were being rallied by his number one. You know what I mean? Like the dude that Mylene was sleeping with, who was technically Long Z's number one. I can't think of his name. I never learned his name.
Lee Young.
Nobody was there.
He just kind of was like, for me. Like he was all right.
Well, because he had his nose up in the air with old girls, so
exactly.
He got called out on it. He got called out on it.
And got called all the way out and
called on it.
Yeah, I mean, she used the tools for the time period in order to get where she needed to be, and maybe I'm not saying that's what has to be done today. But she gave it up, and I'm sure it brought loyalty as a result of that. Having that relationship with that man, you can't tell me that wasn't a strong power move, regardless of the tactics that she used to get it. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not mad at her.
Who are you talking about? You talking about her relationship with Long Z?
Yeah, no, with Lee Young, the number two the fighter.
The one that broke Awesome.
So
she was sleeping with him and the old man.
Speaking of breaking Awesome, I think that it was very telling that when Atoy told him, she's like, he didn't beat you. You beat yourself because he had a purpose. He was fighting for something. You were just out there. You know what I mean? Like you were just
the lone man wandering. The lone man wandering. He's a lone man.
He doesn't have he doesn't have a nation to fight for. He's a man with no nation. He's Ronin for the most part. You know?
He's Ronin. Yeah, he's by himself. He's no longer fighting for his sister. He's
trying
to hold on to that idea of fighting for his sister, but he's not fighting for her.
But you know who he's fighting for? He's fighting for his brethren that died in his bed that he shared from neglect. And he'd been there 8 years trying to do the dream. That is what he's building. He's building his foundation off of that story. That's what he's fighting for.
And actually being in the factory when the Irish came.
Yeah.
With everybody, he's like, oh, there is a bigger threat to us than Chinese.
That was a great scene.
Let's get into that. Let's get into the white world.
I needed more of him in that scene.
That was great.
It was that Irishman, like the fact that, I mean, the dude does move fast, but he don't move that fast. That like he should have had that many licks in on the song.
But you know, they got to for the sense of story.
Football player looking old white dude.
Larry had hands.
Larry did have hands,
and we don't know much about Larry.
He got on my damn nerves.
Yeah, he's handicapped, right?
Into the bar.
Larry. No,
doesn't he have like a bad leg or something? I thought I saw somebody with a prosthetic leg getting put on. I thought that was him.
No, that's not. I don't think that's him.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
was surprised when he was able to take Awesome's blow. I was like, what the hell is happening to this? But we don't know much about him. We don't.
We do know.
Well, you know he's strong. We do know he's strong.
Yeah. I mean, what do we know about him?
Well, he's like the union leader for the most part, right?
Leader. He's an Irish.
We don't know his background prior to that. Can he fight? Has he ever been in fights?
I mean, he fights all the time. What do you mean?
He fights. He gets in rings.
He's a back knuckle brawler.
He's the fighter. He's the brawler.
Exactly.
He's the guy that takes.
He has those illegal boxing matches outside of the pubs.
And people challenge him, like in the back of his bar.
So then why don't we don't think he can handle blows from Aslam if he's a bare knuckle brawler?
Because we got bias.
But like,
because I got bias.
I think he has the
balance. In martial arts, it's not just about like power over somebody else. It's like you're using your own, like the way that they move, the balance, the breath, like everything.
Yeah.
And that dude is like all over the place. Other than the fact that he has passion.
I don't know about that neither.
Yeah, because if you can take blows, you can take blows.
With a prime Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You would put Bruce Lee in a ring with Mike Tyson and put money on Mike Tyson?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Hold on. No, there's a difference. Yeah, I got it right. Like listen, I'm all a fan of martial arts, but there's a reason why there's a weight division.
Yeah.
There's a reason why weight divisions exist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this dude wouldn't be in Assam's weight division.
He's bigger than Awesome.
But that's why he's a heavyweight.
Right. It also goes that he could take that blow.
It also goes to why Al-Salam lost in the boxing match, and that is like that Irish dude has something he's fighting for, like that he's probably willing to die for.
He's willing to die.
Well, that's what I just said. Like he is fighting for something. He's fighting for his cause.
Fighting for his people.
I knew everything that I needed to know about him when the black people came into his bar.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that was a great.
That was a great scene. Like they didn't choose to come here.
It was a great thing, but then it's like the minute you like give him the way the ending, it's like he didn't choose to come here. They didn't choose to do this, but you should have known better to come in my fucking bar.
You should have known better than to come in my bar, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. I was like, nah, you right though. You should have known better.
Yep.
You should have known better.
Free drink.
Yeah.
He's the man of the people. He's the people's champ.
I liked him as the villain in that moment. I loved him as the villain. I was like, that's a good villain.
He's not a villain, though.
It was like you wanted to like him. Like in that moment, it's like, oh, somebody who does understand deeper politics. Yeah. But yet at the same time, he's still a fucking dark ass.
He's a villain.
No, he's a villain.
He's not a villain.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Villain.
He's not a villain. He's fighting for the Irish people there. All the Irish people are unemployed, right?
The reason why you don't say that is because his choices are justified. That's what makes a good. That's what makes a good villain, though. But that's what I'm saying.
He's fucking Thanos. He's fucking Thanos. Thanos had a purpose.
He's not purposely out there killing anybody. He's saying,
yes, he is. Are you kidding me? He's blowing up he is.
He killed the cop, didn't he?
Yeah, I was about to say that the cop that was running numbers and that was the collecting thing. Dog, he beat the life out of that dude.
He beat the brakes on him, but he didn't kill him.
He made Bill kill him. He thinks they are the villains. He is
made
racist.
Bill kill him.
What villain doesn't think that they're the?
He's definitely racist because he's Irish, of course.
I respected him. Well, I'm sorry. I respected him for like making Bill finish the job with the white guy.
Yes, the white guy. Yeah. Yes, like now because the white guy, he's like, we'll take this out back. I'm going to handle this.
Yeah.
And then he said, Bill, you need to finish it because I'm not going to kill him for you.
He's like, I'm not going to kill him. No, You're going to kill him.
Yes. Yes. You know, but you know, he's the guy that's like, look. You know, they're taking all the jobs, and he's this is what makes it really bad to him. This is what makes him sick of him. Is this where I feel bad for him because he knows that he should be going after the father. He should be going after the mayor and beating the brakes off of them. But he realized that's where the power lies. So I can't attack them. So I attack these people that have nothing. And that's
what he
racism.
should do is run for Senate. He should run for a seat.
He wouldn't win.
His wheelhouse.
He wouldn't win.
That's not his skill set.
He's not in the same class as the people above him.
Yeah.
He has to be the same.
And that's why that guy that's behind the scenes with the glasses, that's really pulling all of the strings.
I hate that dude.
I hate him, but I love hating him.
Villain. That's the super villain.
He is the real villain.
He's the mastermind.
That's what I want to get to.
He's Kang.
When he was yoked up on the side of that stagecoach, and he had the knife in his side, and he didn't even blink. He's like,
nope.
You don't even see the big picture,
that's
man.
Thanos.
I was like, yes.
He's villain, and you gotta say, you know, made the villain too. I mean, they're in cahoots.
Because what happened? What we're facing.
They are in cahoots.
Buckley and Leary are not in cahoots.
They're not in cahoots.
No. He said that they are one and the same regarding like the types of people that they are, but they're just in two different levels of the game.
Yeah. Like May, if he's the big bad, then May's a big bad, right? They're partners.
You're talking about Mei Ling.
Yeah, Mei Ling. They're partners.
They're not. Buckley is manipulating her. She's just too stupid.
She's manipulating him as well.
They're everybody.
It's a Game of Thrones kind of thing going on.
It is. It's Game of Thrones.
Everybody's
that's what I like about this show. This show has really strong relationships.
Yeah, Buckley is Tyrion Lannister.
Buckley is dope. And I hate him. I hate him
so much.
But I love hating him.
But Leary recognizes.
He's the dude with the limp. He's the dude with the limp.
That's the dude with the bum leg. Okay, yeah.
So Leary recognizes he can't kill Buckley or the mayor, whatnot, because they have the money, and then he must get the money funneled to his people, which are the Irish, and he sees all the money going to the coolies, the Chinese, because they're inexpensive labor, and the closest thing to slave. So it's like what happens is the pedagogy of the oppressed, where oppressed people feel like they're free when they can oppress somebody else. So Leary is oppressing the Chinese.
Exactly. And that's my
racist
problem.
Robin Hood.
And that's my problem. His argument doesn't hold weight. You're sitting here saying like, we're Americans. We're Americans and you should give your jobs to us. Like we are the people. We've come here. We're taking our jobs. What are you doing for us?
The accent.
Are you kidding me? You're fucking Irish. You legit just got here a week before they did.
Right.
You're not fucking American than they are.
Yes.
And that's why his argument.
The blacks are more American than you. The blacks that you told to get out of your fucking bar.
Exactly. They're American. They're American.
You all know what they're saying.
You're fucking Irish. You and your fucking accent.
Yes, and normal whites.
He's saying he's white, but he's not.
The
he's
waspy
Irish.
whites don't even call you white. The waspy whites don't even consider you white.
They don't. The Irish for the longest time were considered to be. They were indentured servants, just like slaves, and they were sold just like slaves until the Irishmen decided, we're not just like slaves. We're better than them, and that's when they started to have this really break this contract, this like conflict between.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the Kennedy's whole thing, right? Irish being the first Irish Catholic president ever. That was a big thing.
Yeah, it was, especially in the 60s.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's what we're dealing with. Is that we're watching the pedagogy of the oppressed, where oppressed people, instead of attacking the power structure, they attack the people that are more oppressed than them, and that's what we're
most vulnerable.
Most vulnerable. What you were gonna say, Syntell?
Yeah, man, it kind of segues into this. You know what I got a fucking problem with? The little goody two shoes white boy from the South, from Georgia, that was on the run.
Oh yeah, I had a problem with him too.
I had a moment of absolute infuriation when he was telling this story about how he loves this woman that has been enslaved.
Yes.
How he has this relationship with her. It made me think about fucking Thomas Jefferson. It made me.
I went there too.
I was so.
She didn't have a choice.
That's what I'm saying. And they're trying to paint him like he's like and then I saved her. Well, I shot my cousins because they did this. I was like,
no.
I like my hands was like, yo, I want to hit this dude.
I was so mad that was the story. That was the background story.
Yeah.
Like I knew he was on the run for something because when he didn't want to take the picture, but when they came up like, oh, he had you got one black girl in flashback, don't say a word in your whole show. And this is the story. Like this was the love of his life.
Yeah.
He had in
Yeah.
And
bondage.
where was she?
That was
right?
in bondage.
He left
all
her.
the way down.
Yeah.
They just had sex and she left out the room first,
Yeah,
and his
and he
cousin
left her.
snatched
Like
her up.
he didn't
But
take
they've
her
been
with
doing this
him.
for a while because apparently,
Yeah,
like her family were they he said that they freedmen. They were freedmen, and they came over, and his family and like not adopted them, but like gave them a place to stay. And he and her grew up together, and then they were in love. And
If they grew
No,
up
I had an
together,
issue
she
with
was
that
a
issue.
slave.
The whole entire story.
Come on, man.
Yeah, because this is what
Fuck outta
1870.
here with that.
1870.
Because the Civil War is 18. Civil War ends
It's only been 4 years.
She wouldn't have told you.
In Georgia.
She can't even leave her fucking front yard. And you talking
And
about
he's
you got
what, about
a love
25?
relationship with this
Yeah,
woman.
she can't.
Yeah, she was a
leave
slave.
anywhere.
She was a slave.
That's what I'm-
No doubt. The time frames make her a
Yo,
slave.
I was.
In Georgia. She's not free. And
No, she's not free.
No, because a lot
Free to
of
make that
Georgia didn't
choice.
even know that it ended. Like half of the South didn't even know slavery
Well, that
ended
was
until like
Juneteenth, right?
19.
I was about to say, hence
1869.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
Juneteenth.
saying?
So,
Like, yeah, like there was like so many like people that were that were still thinking that slavery was a real thing, that was still illegal.
Yo, but he's the voice of reason on the show. He is the voice of reason on the show.
That
Right,
for white
he's the
people.
one
that
who's like
bothers me.
discovering CSI.
For the white people in the show.
Yeah,
Running
man.
around like
I'm
with his
like-
little book and his notebook and looking at trajectories and bullets and shit like this, like the very first like fucking Grissom from fucking CSI. I'm like, I can't.
well, see, and they were trying to make
Sit
that
down.
like the first season of True Detective, right? That was their dynamic. It was, Matthew McConaughey's character was really smart and introverted and all these clues, and Woody Harrelson's character was kind of like wild and out there. And I just thought they did a bad job of trying to implement that.
Lee and with Lee and Bill.
Yeah,
Bill was like
this whole
the drunk
buddy cop
and
thing.
even Bill's wife was a strong character, right? She like
I like her.
Yeah, like
I
she
coulda
was a
had
strong
more of her.
character. The women in this show are kind of strong characters.
Except for
I
Penelope.
could have dealt without
What's
Bill
up?
kicking rocks.
Penelope. Yeah, Penelope was a strong character.
Penelope is a little frustrated.
It's the same thing, man. And she's slumming it too. That's the other problem I got. I'm like, you slumming it.
Like she
Yeah,
showed
when
up
she
at
came
that fight.
When
I
she
was
broke
like,
up with him over that bullshit ass reason, like
I'm
you're
like-
a criminal, bitch. He was always a criminal. You met him in fucking jail. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? He was always a criminal. You like them girls that write letters to the criminals, not thinking he's a criminal.
oh, yo, you kicked these white guys' ass for me.
You're
in my
different Asian
Chinese.
because
When
you're
her manservant told him
Jewish.
like these are bad people. Right?
Oh shit.
Like you have a manservant. And you
I'm like,
I can't
Like,
stand
here's
that
the
bitch.
thing, like-
I can't stand her.
she was
I
like,
can't stand her.
why am I here? Like, why?
Every
did you
time she get on screen, I almost want to turn the damn TV off. I'm like, this raggedy
I
bitch.
felt that way about all the white characters. I'm not trying to be.
The mayor is the worst. The mayor may as well just have a handlebar
Yeah,
mustache. I don't even know
Oh,
why
yeah,
they didn't
like-
go all
I
the
don't
way.
like him either. I don't like him
He's
either.
irritating.
Yeah, she-
I didn't need any of them. The mayor, Penelope.
He's such a slimy white dude.
Yeah, her
He was like,
fight
I'm
is her
breaking up with
words.
you because
He's so
you're a
Trumpian
criminal.
in that way. It's like
You're gonna end up dead.
and the way her father died.
What?
How her father died with Leary.
Well, her
Showed
father
up,
was
you
a
got
little
shook.
bitch. Her father was a little
Yes.
bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
this
All
is
the
a
way
man
bitch.
who literally went to your daughter and was like, "So I'm losing my contract. So maybe you could,
sleep with your husband.
Sleep with your husband.
And she's like, "Are you trying to like insinuate? Well, I mean, he is your husband."
I'm glad you said that.
Because you're about to lose the whole entire company, and I got 3 little sisters after me, and we're gonna be out here in these streets in these brothels. We're gonna be in these brothels competing against these Chinese women that my husband goes to every night.
Like I
it was
said,
bad.
I didn't need any of them. I didn't need any of them.
Yeah. I wish it was just about the tongs and
I wish it was just about the
tongs.
tongs. I wish we didn't have as much.
And they were just ancillary. They were just
And you
on the
all
outside.
know with the way it ended in season 2, this is just hyperbole. I mean, I'm guessing. I haven't seen it. They're going to expand on her character since her father died, and she's going to be taking over the
For the company.
working with her husband. We might meet the
And
sisters.
her new boo
other
thing now.
relatives, and it's
She's
just going to
slumming
get
it.
and I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that neither.
You know she's gonna keep slumming it with him too.
Yeah.
Slumming it with
He ain't
who?
going nowhere.
Awesome.
The song.
Awesome needs to be
think
with
so.
our
Here's
toy.
the thing. Here's the thing. Well, he does need to be with our toy. I've been saying that.
Mm-hmm.
He sees
When
her as like
when she came in the room, I think if they were gonna be together, when she came in the room, when he was like half dead, and he pretended to be asleep. it's something about that. Like she looked at the way that she looked at him when they literally. I'm going back to that breakup scene.
She's like, "Your punk ass got beat. I don't want nothing to do with you."
He walked in and he like not even that, like the breakup scene, legitimately. And she was like, "Can't be with you. This has to end." He was like, "What?" All the things that she said to him. This is a man who is about pride.
Yeah, he is literally about pride. He is all about pride.
He tried to sun him with some old bullshit ass reason. And that's why when she came into the room trying to like slink in there, like, "Oh, I'm here for you." If he gave a shit, he'd have opened his eyes while she was there.
Yeah, he would have. He didn't give a shit about her. She ain't shit.
Watch these white writers make him fall in love with her.
I promise you he gonna get back with her.
Yeah, I promise
these white
writers.
I hope not. I hope not.
We just talked about them taking the show from Bruce Lee, and y'all don't think they gonna give him a white girl?
I didn't say I don't think he's gonna have a white girl.
I co-sign with you,
not gonna have that white girl.
Nah.
Oh, it's happening.
It's gonna be that white girl.
It's
prepare to
it's
be
gonna
mad.
Be a love story. The season finale is gonna be their wedding.
Let's have a friendly binge waiver. Binge waiver.
I'm all about it. The season finale will be them walking down the aisle,
binge wager.
owning a business in San Francisco.
No, I'm going against that. I'm so going.
I'm going. Me and Chuck, we going against that.
I'm going against that. I'm going to go against that for a number of reasons.
They're going to strike gold in San Francisco.
He's going to join the other Chinese white couple out in the little city.
I'm going to make you partner of the trolley company. That's happening. I guarantee.
I hope, Courtney, I'm with you, Courtney. I hope this doesn't happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
This does not happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Toya's gonna be like, "But I was there to help you."
Toya don't give
like, I love her though.
Listen, Toya is about her business, and she see that Assam is not grown enough man to have anything to offer her.
I agree with that. Right now, at this juncture.
Right now, at this point, he doesn't have
not worthy
anything.
of her.
He's literally getting everybody. He's fucking up. He's fucking up. And I think that they ultimately will, because I think that they're grooming these two people to go in their own separate path. But I'm hoping at some point they come together. Like,
I hope he doesn't mess with that white girl.
That
That white girl ain't nothing but trouble. She ain't nothing but trouble.
Penelope gonna be in love. They gonna
Assam ain't nothing but a #1 draft pick.
Okay.
If you see in the draft, you see who be on their arm.
Next week. Y'all heard it here first. Syntell and Randy believe that Assam's gonna marry Penelope.
I ain't saying
nothing to marry. I'm just saying they're gonna get together though.
Yeah, they getting together.
I don't think they are.
Courtney and Chuck.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Let's do our binge wager.
The mayor.
Binge waiver.
The mayor's getting killed. Believe that. The mayor's dying.
I think
and then she's gonna be free. And then she's gonna be free. And then once that happens,
if they kill Toya, I'm not gonna watch season 3, guys. They kill her.
They kill her. They're not gonna kill her.
But it's gonna be
because she still gotta coach up the younglings. She still gotta coach up the youngling that she just recruited.
I think they should kill Mei Ling.
Because she ain't dying either.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. If Penelope is not going to end up with Aslam, why is she even there?
That's what That's what I'm saying. I'm with you 110. Why?
We can take her out.
Boy, I hope Lyric kills her or something.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. But if they're not going, that's the whole purpose. This thing is set up from the beginning. It's like, these two are going to get together. If she's not going to fall in love with him, why is she even there?
She had the Titanic "I'm gonna draw you" picture on the side. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, like, I don't know how y'all
skipping down the aisle. You don't do the Titanic picture and not be skipping down the aisle.
I'm gonna email Justin Lin.
He got him in the back showing his back like this. Something like, "You little bitch."
That's the only way they don't. It's just like,
"You little bitch." Turn around.
Like, don't get them together.
No, I don't think he posed for that. I think she
Oh,
did that shit from memory.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Justin Lin, if you're listening, don't put them together.
You're trying to influence the bet. You're trying to influence the bet.
Justin Lin, Shannon Lee. I'm gonna tweet at y'all tomorrow. Put them two together. Shannon, this ain't your mama and daddy. This is something that the people need to see.
Man,
stop Asian American hate.
I don't want to see them together. Man. I don't even want her in the series, but yeah, they're definitely getting
beautiful,
together.
pure, just
I want to see Asian American love on screen. That's what I want to see.
If there's any untouchable person,
they tease me. Give me one episode of them having like amazing sex in the pilot, and then never again. Like,
that's so weird to me.
Guys, the goal was for him to find love. He went on the road and had his arc when he saw an Asian with a white woman in the business. And he's like, I've got to find that for myself. And the next scene, he's hooking up. Go back, he's hooking up with her. It is no way they're not putting Penelope and Aslam together.
Awesome. We'll see.
The only person I care about, honestly, is like, I know all bets are off with most people except for the star, obviously, is Rosalind. The only person I want to see make through the whole thing is Wang Chao.
Atoy.
Yeah, I like Wang Chao, man. That dude.
Honestly, I want to see Young Jun make it through. Young Jun is my dog.
He ain't gonna make it. They gonna kill Young Jun.
Young
Jun ain't gonna make it.
I want to see Young Jun make it.
Young Jun ain't gonna make it.
I want to see Young Jun make it.
Nah.
So for season 2 next week, let's talk about who we think is going to make it. Minus everybody gets off in season 3, because one thing that this series has done, they haven't raised the stakes by off main characters yet.
They have not. No,
they have
not.
We
need some more people to get killed.
And so the stakes aren't high for them right now. The stakes aren't high for us as viewers watching them. They haven't killed off any of the main characters yet.
That is true, man. I just came to that realization.
Even The Wire killed off characters.
Yeah.
And we all know Game of Thrones kills off characters.
I mean, except for the main dude from the Tong that died.
For the Long Z, they killed off Long Z, but
we didn't really get to know him.
He was a side character, though. We knew Mei Ling was going to take that.
Yeah.
They set that up really early that she was going to take
I don't think Father June gonna make it either, because you got to get rid of all the old heads so that this new growth can happen.
And I think we're going to see the woman turnover, right? The women are going to take power. I think we're going to see the women take power.
Need to see somebody.
I think that Young June is going to he's going to find out somehow that that's his sister. And that Assam kept that from him from the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's got to be a spoiler. Yeah, that has to be a reveal.
Blow up. That's got to blow up.
He's going to find out that Assam killed Bolo.
And so he's got to die unless Assam dies, because he can't let that live.
No, because dude, Young June and Assam and Assam, they got to fight. Yeah, they got to fight though.
Especially once
they got to fight.
But in season 2,
here's the thing: Young June.
In the end of season 2. I say.
Yeah, but Young June is all about his knives. Like, he's flat out said, like, I know how to do the martial art, but I prefer my knives. Like,
he does his knives. Yeah. And he's a killer. We know he's a stone cold killer.
No, I'm telling you, he's gonna be the one to try and kill his sister, and that's how it's gonna pop off.
That's why it's gonna pop off. He already said he wants to pop off. He's already said he wants to do it. Okay. With that said, and we're getting prepared for season 2 next week. What do y'all rate this? 5 a binge out, 4 a full meal, 3 a mini meal, 2 a snack, or 1 a nibbler, or 0 some throw up. We'll start with you, Syntell. We haven't started with you in a while.
All right. Quick thoughts. All right. So here's the gauge. If I see it as just a Cinemax movie, and that is it's
series,
it's series, like it's in that vein, it's a binge out. Because it hits all the tones. It's a lot of action. It's got some witty little banter that goes. Every episode is fun. I mean, you don't have to be over serious with it and still enjoy it. It fits that dynamic. Now, if this was like an HBO type of show, I wouldn't give it a binge out, because it doesn't meet that caliber of a quality just yet. Okay. And I think it's just because of the platform that it's on. It's coming from a showrunner that did Banshee, and if you've seen Banshee, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of got let's just have fun as we're telling the story kind of thing going on. It doesn't have that same type of depth as like Game of Thrones on that level. It's elements of it there. It has the potential to be there. Yes. So if this was an HBO show, it would just be like a full meal.
Yeah. So you giving it a full meal?
I would give it. It would be a full meal. I think I'm gonna give it a full meal because I think it could potentially get better. Okay. I think it has the potential to be a binge-worthy show, but it's not there yet. It's not that yet. It still needs to be in the oven to cook just a little bit longer. So yeah, I'll be short and sweet with that.
Okay.
Full meal.
Okay, let's go into Cortney. Cortney, what do you give it?
Well, it's interesting because after having us talk about it, initially when I said after the pilot, when he got everything he wanted, that was problematic for me. The fact that we found his sister before the first episode ended, that really bothered me. I was like, where are we going? But then after further talking about it with you guys, and because I said from there on it was aimless for like 5 episodes, but now I understand it was kind of supposed to be aimless because this is about a man who is on this journey per se, that is a fish out of water, no idea what's going on, and just kind of stumbling through and just kind of like having shit happen to him, and so even though for me, I felt like the story was purposeless, perhaps that was the goal, is for him to like, we're following along as he himself is discovering his purpose and what it is he's looking for. It was still, kind of what Syntell said, like it on the scale of Cinemax, yeah, it was a solid show, but at the same time, it's capable of more. But I did like binge the last, I binged it, I guess I'm saying it's a full meal.
It's full
I'm
meal?
hopeful for season 2.
Okay. Randy,
It's a
what
full
you
meal plus. It's like a buffet.
Okay. What you giving?
We've
Randy?
talked about it at length. I feel strongly about all the characters who are non-Chinese in the show, and I just felt like they were pointless. I really did. I wanted to be more entrenched into this world. 1870s Chinatown, right? I wanted to know more about Artur. What's the name? The guy who was like the fixer and everything. I wanted to know more about the tongs. And so to me, all that other stuff, it took away from the show because I felt like they were trying to wash it. A lot of what you all were saying. We had the weak scene with the cop who's supposed to be super smart and empathetic, so he saves his black girlfriend. Get that bullshit out of here. Big Bill with his gambling debts. Get that bullshit out of here. So it was all these things that I
But
thought
isn't
we
what
could.
The Wire did though too? The Wire did that
had
too.
The Wire had great characters to me. I didn't care about any of those other guys. I didn't. I didn't care about any of them. Aslan wasn't even like my top 3 favorite character on his.
Assam.
Okay, Assam. Courtney gets on me about names. I screw up names.
Aslam
really
is on Chronicles of Narnia.
So it's Assam. Assam was not even.
But you say it with confidence.
Yeah, I do.
He's strong wrong.
Not
I love
even
it.
my 4th favorite character on this show. So I've got to give it a mini meal. Maybe it'll get better with season 2, but right now it's just a mini meal to me.
You giving it a mini meal?
A mini meal.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, that's a 3. Okay. For me, I actually, because I went deep into it. I did all the sub stories, and I'm glad they try to keep true to what Bruce Lee wanted, and I follow the Shannon Lee podcast as well on her father. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the characters. I do agree with you, Randy, that I wish it focused just on the Chinese characters. I don't really need the white characters, but I understand when Bruce Lee thought of it, he had to have white characters in it. No, I think Justin Lin and Shannon and what's the writer's name? I forgot the writer's name. The other writer, Jonathan. I think they could have actually focused harder on the Chinese characters. And I hope it goes that direction. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fight scenes. I thought the fight choreography was amazing. I thought the fights told stories. I thought the story was good. I think it set up what 1870 San Francisco might have felt like being Chinese. And I felt like they had the white people in there to show that they are the wolves at bay. They're in a different world. And I think that contrast was kind of good. I credit they could have put them more on the outside, made them the monsters on the outside of Chinatown that the Chinese had to deal with. And I would have loved that a lot more. But I felt that like in The Wire, it was about the white cop, the dumb white cop trying to solve what's going on with Avon Barksdale and Stringer Bell and what's really going on. And had a bunch of smart men that were getting themselves caught. So for me, I put in the same category I put the season 1 of The Wire, because Wire is slow and it speeds up at the very end. I'm gonna give it probably a binge out because I watched every episode back to back. I couldn't stop watching it. I was excited about seeing what's going to happen next and seeing the next fight to come up. The cowboy, when they went out and they had the body, felt like the spaghetti western. It felt like it was kind of out of place, but I understood what it meant and how young June with Young Jun and Assam, and how they felt when they were outside of Chinatown, how they were both kind of different people. You know, and I really appreciated that. Like, we're these tough, rugged guys inside the city, but when we're outside, we don't have to do that. We can use our ingenuity when we're faced with threats. And they could have walked away. They could have walked away from all of it, and they didn't.
I wish they had a real Native American girl playing the Native American girl.
Yes. Was it Native American either?
That wasn't. Yes. She did not look like that. Was not. She might have been Latina.
She was Mexican. She was Mexican.
See,
so I'm okay with that because the West Coast was Mexico at that point too.
Right, but they called her Latina. They called her Indian.
Yeah,
they called her Redskin. I mean, not that you should be calling.
Well, that would make sense because they're so racist. I mean,
yeah, they wouldn't really know the difference. White people would never known the difference.
Yeah, they were
to them, it's all the same.
And she was probably Latino.
Yeah, she probably was. She probably was Latino. They called her.
They was like, yeah, this Indian, yeah,
this Indian girl, yeah. Like they were talking about, they don't understand anything we say to them. So I'm gonna actually give it a binge out. I'm really excited about season 2. I think the ending of season 1 was what clinched it for me to be a binge out. Like how the power changed, the power shift, and seeing the power shift coming. If they make this, what's that? Go ahead.
You know, one thing that I thought was really dope is the way that they handled the language, because a lot of times you see these films and these TV series where like they are speaking in Chinese, but at the same time, they're always in English for us to understand. And they establish within this series that when they're speaking to each other, that they're speaking their language.
Yes.
And it's just so that we can understand. It's just so they don't have to do subtitles. But yet when they're speaking out in the world, like the way they set it up, I thought that was dope.
Yeah,
like I've never seen it done that way.
Yes.
And it was built into the world. So it's like when they're speaking to themselves, it's perfect English because it would be perfect Cantonese. But yet when they're speaking to English, with the exception of Assam, like when they're speaking English, it isn't
very poorly.
They speak broken English.
Just on purpose.
It's so fantastic. Like that's one element that I thought was brilliantly done.
You're like, I know your English.
Duck, an actual derogatory term that she used.
What's up?
It's the word duck
because they kept referring to white people as duck.
That was new to me.
Is that an actual derogatory term?
That's actual term they use. They call
I was just curious.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, it's just interesting how they did speak. Being coming out of a relationship that was that way, where the father would speak broken English on purpose, knowing he could speak perfectly good English, better English than the mother. And watching that, it was like, oh, this makes total sense. This made total sense. You know, like when Young Jun spoke really poor English, then he turned in Cantonese. It was in perfect English, but it was in Cantonese, and it was perfect. I was like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. I think they caught a lot of good cultural references with them. There's some gaping holes. I hope they fill them. I hope they focus more on the Chinese. And that's what we really want. We don't need a white filter on this story. This story could be all Chinese. We don't need a white
person to guide us through this world.
Yeah. We don't need anybody getting us through the story. But next week, let's hope we get that, guys. We got season 2 coming up. Yeah. With that said, it came out to a 4. The final score was a 4. So this is a full meal for everybody. Okay. This is a full meal.
Mine was a high full meal.
Yeah, well, you know, it's still a full meal. Me and you, come on, it's still a full meal. You know, the law averages works, is the full meal. So hopefully season 2 comes a full binge out. I got some previews, and I saw a couple of previews, and there's a lot more fighting, so that's exciting to see. Yeah. I hope there's a lot more Chinese story about the Tongs, because that's what I want to see most.
I hope so too. I would love some more history.
Yeah, that's what also, it is.
That's the thing that I feel like is missing for me, is that yes, it's a historical piece, and it's actually built on things that actually happened in this country. So I would just like a little bit more history and less of like the white people telling the story per se.
Yes. We need less white people.
Was it Father Jung and
Father June?
Father June. Yeah, and the guy that came together. You know I'm bad with names. And they were like, we came over here at the same time.
Yeah.
And instead of working on the railroads, we built empires of our own. And if we could have got more of that, I would have been like,
maybe if they create the Warrior universe, Cinemax, every making universe, just give us those stories.
Yeah, man, that was
because that would be dope to have. Because I want to see Bolo's story, Bolo's rise to power. Like, who is this Bolo character? So I really want to see all this.
Yo, the dude that was the #1 fighter, when they told his story when he was a pit fighter in the railroads, I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Bolo,
Yeah.
yeah, and they called him the Yellow Demon.
Yellow Demon.
I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. With that said, we're gonna raid Earl. Thank you all for tuning in to BingeWorthy. To let you know that we gave Warrior season 1 a full meal. If you haven't entered into the contest, last couple hours, it may be dead right now, but good luck for everybody that did enter. I hope somebody wins a PC and they celebrate it and shares with us that they won it. Thank you, Digital Click, for all the help you've done. Thank you, Jeremy Germ, for the PC. I didn't thank Jeremy Germ for the PC. Digital Click for all the artwork you do deliver to us and dealing with us on Mondays and Thursdays in our meetings. Also, we want to raid Earl. He's from Pan Geekery and Pots and Pan Geekery. And let's get ready to raid Earl, y'all. Thank you all. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.
Yeah.
Later.